Alright, hello, evening, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. I'm Sean, aka Librarian Writer Geek. Find me as Librarian Writer Geek on YouTube and Twitch. Check out my personal website here, or maybe follow me on Blue Sky if you really feel like it. It's the only social media I'm even vaguely active on. Okay, that out of the way. So, I know I said I said last week that I'm not doing streams on Thursdays anymore. It's not worth it because I'm not, I don't feel, I'm not getting enough out of streaming on Thursdays to make it worth it. And I know it's technically Thursday and I'm streaming, so you're probably wondering what the heck's going on. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. Didn't change my mind. I have plans. I have plans this weekend. I'm going to be heading out of town tomorrow night, and I'll be gone all until Sunday. So if I'm going to stream, and I kind of figured, going a whole week, having to do a whole week of not streaming stuff. In this instance, I feel like I probably should, because I don't want to just stream. I want to get my spooky game of the season. I want to get started on that. So, yeah, getting started on that. And hey, I'm not going into work tomorrow, so I can stay up a little later and stream this instead of other stuff. I can feel not bad about staying up and streaming things, and I don't feel like I need to be getting into bed at a certain time so that I can make sure I wake up in the morning. Anyway, so the game, in case you haven't noted, in case you somehow missed it, is the Excavation of Hob's Barrow. I've played a little bit of this. It's a kind of old school pixel art point and click adventure game. Apparently there's some horror element. There's apparently some horror elements to this, so be warned. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't know. So yeah, this seems to be a trend. If I play a horror game, a horror or vaguely horror game, okay, I'm not sure how this goes. I'm not sure. I've played a bit of this, but I don't know how much I've actually got through. So yeah. And hopefully this will be fun. I'm hoping. I did test it out a little bit earlier today just to make sure that the screen capture works. I believe I did have to switch it to windowed mode instead of full screen. I'd like it to be full screen, but then my chat overlay thing didn't seem to want to work properly with that. So, oh well. And anything else? Anything else I want to talk about? Anything else I want to bring up? Some current events have me depressed. I don't want to talk about them, but they were some of this stuff, not unexpected, but still annoying. Well, another hurricane has hit Florida, is hitting Florida. I don't know. Oh, there seems to be some confusion about whether the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, was or was not in contact. Okay, there's no question about, okay, he was not in contact with Harris. Oh, hey Xavier, just doing a little chatting before we get started. So hey, another hurricane. Real quick, another hurricane hit Florida. That really sucks, and it's not going to get. Looks like it's probably not going to get better anytime soon. Certainly not with the people currently in charge in Florida deciding that, hey, yeah, we don't need people to know why this stuff is happening. But anyway, so I guess the thing saying, hey, vote. If you're in the U.S., vote. Early voting is started. I just received my ballot the other day. Yes, I vote by mail. I think it's nice. It's convenient, and as long as I remember to get the thing in on time, it's easier for me. And as much as I'm angry that my state, seems to want to engage in some shenanigans regarding how the vote tallying process, it's like, again, the solution there is like, get these people out. Get these people out of power. Get good people who do care about this sort of thing in power. This system can work. The system is not working great, but it's like, I'd prefer to at least try to fix our various governmental systems before we take the steps of just burn it all to the ground. That would be bad. That would maybe, we haven't quite reached that point yet. And yeah. Anyway, let's get to the actual game. All right. And first off, okay. Hello. Oh, God. Am I not? No, there's supposed to be sound. Oh, what is going on? Okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm not getting sound. Why am I not getting sound? Was there not there's supposed to be sound? Okay, let's try that again. There we go. So yeah, this is what we're going to be playing, and this is who we're going to be playing as. And I'm sure this is just a fun little game about, doing some archaeology in 19th century England. Nothing weird going on, surely. Nothing strange, nothing weird. Weird is fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right. We got that. The music effects down there. Let's put the special effects down there. Colorblind friendly text. Turn that on. Let's turn it off. Let's advance the dialogue. It's fine. We're fine. There's nothing weird, strange going on at all. It's a totally normal game. Ah, just jumping right in. Okay. Hello. Oh.
Ah, Miss Bateman. Welcome back to Ticehurst House. It's been quite some time.
Okay.
Terrible weather this evening, is it not? Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see. A bit of rain won't kill me, will it?
Depending on your age.
You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper. You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside. You'll catch your death out here.
Mm-hmm. Weird. Huh. Anyway, some indeterminate point.
Dearest mother, I hope this letter will reach you.
Ah. Okay.
I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience.
Animation's really nice. I'm gonna admit that.
I will endeavor to explain the events that led me
Oh, what the?
to Ticehurst House that night.
Thanks, GOG. I did not need that alert right then.
As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Hmm. Okay.
The letter brought me to the isolated village of Bewlay, deep in the moors.
Is that how you pronounce that? Ah.
No station master in sight. I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter.
I feel like we should. Ah, right. Left click to walk into tracks. Right click to examine. Access inventory. Move your mouse to top of the screen. Left click the inventory to select. Right click to examine. Once inventory item is selected, right click to deselect. Double click and exit to teleport directly to it. Occasionally autosave. You can also save anytime in the menu. Shortcuts. Escape the menu. F5 is quick save. M for map when available. F7 to quick load. Space. Hold space to show interactable hotspots. Ooh. Huh, there we go.
The tracks look quite untarnished. I don't think many trains come through here. The post looks unattended. A door of fine construction. Hello? Hello there?
Oh well. Oh, there it is.
A gift
Handkerchief?
from my mother.
Yeah.
It bears my initials, TB. I have 6 shillings and 2 pence. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow. I don't like travelling with too much money on me.
Okay. So we have a handy to-do list. Meet Mr. Shoulder discuss Hobbs Barrow. Shoulders invited to Bewlay by Mr. Leonard Shoulder. He proposed an excavation of Hobbs Barrow, local burial mound. Ah, read his letter. Obviously. Send the letter. Dear Miss Bateman, I write this letter in hope of piquing your curiosity. I read about your expertise in barrows, and if I understood correctly, you're writing a book on them and the treasures they contain. I live in the village of Bewlay, where a most special barrow can be found on the outskirts. It is rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in. The place is steeped in local legend, and there is a rumor of secrets to be found deep within. I hope you will not misunderstand me and find this letter intrusive. If you wish to visit Bewley and excavate the barrow, I will be pleased to be your guide. Please send your response to the Plough and Furrow Inn, Bewlay. I shall await your letter. Yours respectfully, Mr. Leonard Shoulder. Bateman, marvelous news. I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 14th of the new month at the Plough and Furrow in Bewlay. In his fine rooms, you'll find adequate for your short stay. When we meet, I shall tell you more of the circumstances surrounding the site, which is referred to locally as Hobbs Barrow. It is not located on my own land, but we will have no issue gaining permission to excavate. I wish you a safe journey.
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn.
Yes.
Bewlay. I have great expectations for this Barrow. My mother always told me not to walk on railway tracks.
Fair enough.
I swear she was not standing there a moment ago.
No, she wasn't. She just walked on screen.
Excuse me?
Yes?
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
Well, it used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
Are you local?
Ah, yes, a local I am. But I don't live in the village.
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Ah, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewlay. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank you very much. Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite. Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey.
Fair
A
enough.
path stretches off across the moor.
Nothing back there, but okay.
What brings you to Bewlay?
Okay.
I beg your pardon?
What brings you to Bewlay, miss?
Ah. This is a good question. See, on the one hand, again, I haven't done anything wrong. Don't intend to do anything wrong, but also, we'll be honest, I think.
I'm here to visit a local landmark, Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave robber, are you?
Not at all. I merely have an interest in antiquities.
Not much to be found in Bewlay, if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
That was odd.
Yes, it was. Alright, let's move away then. Okay.
A humble dwelling. A humble dwelling. The old woman told me to go straight ahead to get to the inn. I'll have time to explore tomorrow.
Fair enough.
The path disappears over a small rise.
Alright.
The anvil looks heavy. This appears to be the forge of a local blacksmith. Perhaps this belongs to a merchant. A fine example of a church. It looks like it was built in the Norman style. A local dwelling. The sign is in a shabby state, but the shop appears to be a cobbler's. Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care. The building is in a dilapidated state. Quite a fine building indeed. The Plough and Furrow Inn. The inn where I am to meet Mr. Shoulder.
Yes.
The Plough and Furrow. I have a bit of time before Mr. Shoulder arrives. I should inquire about a room. The man looks thoroughly inebriated.
Okay.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone in this sodding weather?
I'm heading to the Plough and Furrow.
Bloody good pub, that. It has the finest ales in the whole county. Oh, I'll take you there if you like.
I believe we are standing directly in front of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are. Please,
Yes.
give us a kiss now, won't you?
No. Yeah, well,
Wouldn't your wife disapprove?
My wife? Bloody hell, my wife!
yeah.
She'll be on the table at this hour, and if I don't get back, she'll be roaring. Until we
Yeah.
meet again.
Well,
What a buffoon.
yeah.
I should speak to the innkeeper about a room.
All right.
The innkeeper is a serious-looking man. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
I am in need of a room for the night.
Aye, we aren't short of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
A fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
All right, fine.
This is payment for the room.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Thomasina Bateman.
And will Mr. Bateman be staying with us tonight?
No, I am not wed. My assistant is arriving in Bewlay tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key. Just go through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs. Room number 2.
Thank you.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage. I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Miss Bateman. How can I help you?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, I know the man.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you. Bye for now.
As you were.
Okay then.
A decorative plate depicting an eagle. A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull.
Anyway.
This shall do nicely. Time to change into something more comfortable.
Trousers. Scandalous.
Much better. A decorative plate depicting a goat.
Interesting.
A painting of surprising quality. It portrays a rocky outcrop overlooking a vast moor, perhaps a local landmark. My evening light shall be provided by this solitary candlestick. Ah, complementary matches. Useful.
Yoink.
Ah, complementary matches. Useful. There's only one match left, though. A jug of water for drinking or washing. This may come in handy.
Okay.
The wardrobe looks old, perhaps 100 years or more in age.
Wow.
I've hung my dress inside. Aside from that, the wardrobe is empty.
Anyway.
They are engaged in an intense discussion. A majestic animal, cut down in his prime. A curmudgeonly-looking old fellow.
Let's maybe start asking.
Good day, sir.
Okay.
Miss Bateman, you've transformed.
I feel far more comfortable in my outdoor clothing.
You look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley. Stanley Kemp.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
And tell me, I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
Has Mr. Shoulder arrived yet?
Still haven't seen head nor tail of him, Miss Bateman.
What can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard, then?
Sure.
Well, if you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
Are you familiar with tumuli?
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've
boy.
lost me.
I excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
Oh, aye? You're a grave robber.
I am no such thing.
Don't worry, lass. I've met all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
I assure you,
gonna
my
happen a
goal is more
lot.
noble than petty grave robbery.
What sort of relics do you find, then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Well, rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye. Very interesting. But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewlay, a site called Hob's Barrow. I'm meeting him here this evening to find out more.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard nowt about a Hob's Barrow.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St. Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for the last 16 years. I worked as a drover all over the country in my younger days. Saved up my coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewlay.
Are you sure you've never heard of Hob's Barrow?
Not in my life, lass, but I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
Mr. Shoulder said the barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass? Haven't you better things to do with your time?
I enjoy nothing more than the thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Oh, a barrow digger too, eh?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
I'm afraid my father's been bedbound by illness for many years.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital. Thanks for your time.
As you were.
Well,
Good afternoon, sir.
Note for you here.
I beg your pardon?
I said there's note for you here, lass. Be on your way.
rude.
Charming. A rather miserable looking fellow. He's playing a board game by himself. I think it's Three Men's Morris.
Yeah.
A pick pixie-faced peasant boy painted in a naive style. The painting depicts a rocky-edged lake. A small bronze plate states the name Lake Cubilius. This painting shows a Rubenesque figure brushing her hair. Quite unusual to see such a sensual work in a room like this. A colourful work depicting a bashful knight. It is signed N. Hamley. A biblical scene of some kind. An angel is depicted looking longingly to the heavens. A dreadful smell is emanating from the WC. Hello, sir.
Right.
Do you know a Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
You're not local. You've come on that bloody train, haven't you? Bewlay's going to dogs.
My name is Thomasina
Hi.
Bateman, and you are...
None of your business, lass. Where's your husband?
None of your business, sir.
Ha! You're brave coming in here, all on your own.
I'm a grown woman.
I'm Cyril.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cyril. I take it you are not enamored with the railway station.
Bewlay's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here. It's as simple as that, lass.
Why not?
This is our town, our land.
I assure you I am not here to cause trouble.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Do you know
Hey.
Mr. Shoulder?
That'd be none of your business, lass. I don't come to your city poking around asking questions, do I? Man just wants to enjoy his ale in peace.
Fair enough.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
We're a proud community. I've lived here my whole life. Not much here to interest folks like you.
Folks like me?
Aye.
Bye for now.
Ta-ra, lass.
Mr. Shoulder should really be here by now. I'll sit down and wait.
Well, okay then. We've done everything there is to do.
Where on earth is he? What a waste of time this is turning out to be.
Evening there, miss.
Not you again.
I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I got home, had my tea, but it gave me an aching belly.
How so?
I felt bad for how I spoke to you. I'm sorry.
Aw.
The drink gets a hold of me sometimes.
Let's start again, shall we?
My name is Arthur Tillett.
Thomasina Bateman.
What brings you to Bewlay, anyway?
I'm here to meet someone, but he has not arrived.
His loss, if you ask me.
Perhaps you know the gentleman, Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, I know Mr. Shoulder all right. If I may be so bold as to say, he's a bit long in the tooth for you.
The relationship is not what you're implying.
Hmm.
I've never met him. In fact, I know very little about him at all.
Get me an ale and I'll tell you all about the old sod.
I
Yeah.
really don't think you need another.
Please,
No, you're already drunk.
come on, just one more. Don't you want to hear about old Leonard Shoulder?
Well, yes.
Wet my whistle and I'll tell you everything there is to know.
You drive a hard bargain, Mr. Tillett. As you wish.
Thank you very much, Miss Bateman.
I have only 2 pence left. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow, thankfully. Room 2, the Plough and Furrow Inn.
Priority of information should provide sufficient lubrication. Fine.
How can I help you?
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. 2 pence, please.
Thank you. This was the last of my money, but Kenneth will be here tomorrow with more funds.
I hope so.
A tankard of warm ale. I prefer a glass of Portuguese port wine myself. The
Ew.
crackling fireplace is more welcoming than the facial expressions of the locals. Here you are, Arthur.
Thanking you. Oh, that hits the spot, that does, lass. Now then. Old Len. Leonard Shaw.
Arthur? Mr. Tillett? Oh, for heaven's sake! The man is in a drunken stupor. Mr. Tillett? He's not dead, just very drunk. I would still like to hear what he has to say about Mr. Shoulder. I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. A jug of simple form. It is half filled with lukewarm water.
Well.
Oh, what the hell were that for?
Yeah.
You passed out, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, sorry, lass. Where were
Yeah.
I? Leonard Shoulder.
Yes.
Hold on another minute. I'm making for a piss.
Really?
This man is unbelievable.
Okay.
It feels like an hour
Okay.
has passed. Perhaps I should go in there and check on him. I can't think of anything else.
Miss Bateman? My apologies. The ladies are closed due to faulty plumbing. You'll have to use the gents.
Lovely.
Okay.
Mr. Tillett,
Ominous lighting.
these look modern. I'm surprised.
Huh.
The mirror is coated in a thick layer of grime.
Ew.
The water is brown, quite ghastly.
Gross.
There's no fresh water in there. Mr. Tillett? Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
Nope.
Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
Oh. Cats. Okay.
Well, you're not Mr. Tillett.
Sure.
The mangy thing is fast asleep. I'd rather not touch it. The thing stinks to high heaven.
Fair enough.
I can see it's still raining out there. I can't reach the window. A cold draft is leaking in from under the door. This leads outside. The door opens a crack, but appears to be blocked from the other side. I think I can hear someone moving around. Mr. Tillett? Arthur, are you out there? Judging from the draft coming from below, this door must lead outside. I should investigate further. The door is blocked from the outside.
Okay.
How can I help you?
Have you seen Arthur Tillett?
I thought he were with you.
He went to the lavatory and has not returned.
That sounds like Arthur Tillett. Don't worry, lass. He'll be back.
There's a door to the outside in the gents' lavatories. Why is it bolted?
That door doesn't even have a lock.
So you didn't lock the door?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks for your time.
As
Right,
you were.
got it. Okay, cool. Stranger,
It's a
stranger.
crudely painted scene that appears to be of a biblical nature.
Hmm.
Excuse me, sir. A
Okay.
small alley splits the inn and its neighbour.
Okay, what the...
A beam of wood is propped up against the door, barring it closed from the outside. Someone has wedged the door shut. Mr. Tillett. Why would he have done that?
Strange.
Did
Oh.
Mr. Tillett leave, then block the door behind him? Something strange is going on here. Who was that old chap I saw outside the alley? He headed eastward.
Question.
Maybe I could catch up with him and ask him if he saw Mr. Tillett. A single glove is lying in the mud. A pearly white gent's glove. It's certainly unlike anything Mr. Tillett was wearing.
Interesting.
Seems rather out of place here. Peculiar. Sturdy-looking barrels, no doubt used to store ale. I suspect the barrels are empty, otherwise the locals would be rolling them into their cellars. A warm glow permeates from within, making me feel somewhat cold. The post has been embellished with a fine bronze bust of a horse. I could tether a horse here if I had one.
Alright, so let's see. So the guy headed this way. Hey, there
Sir?
he is. We're waiting, sir.
The old man has disappeared into the darkness. I'd best turn back to the inn. A humble local dwelling. I don't wish to go knocking doors.
Strange.
Last orders.
I should get some sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewlay shall have to wait for tomorrow. I have nothing else to ask for the time being. Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. I should get some sleep.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I must get some sleep. I shall track down
Yeah.
Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
Don't believe there's anything else to do at the moment.
Miss Bateman,
Right.
Yes?
off to bed.
Yes. I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter. Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Ah, don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewlay.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
Good night, Stanley.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
Cat. Okay. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, that freaked me. Pretty sure that's Latin or something. Ugh.
Such horrid dreams. Bolted from the inside, just as I left it last night. As I suspected, I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved. Right then. Let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this barrow. I also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett. That candle didn't last long. The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this evening. A fine white glove, gents style. I found it in the alleyway behind the plough and furrow.
Anyway.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
Yes, thank you, Stanley.
Splendid. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving?
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Okay.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Great.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Right.
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewlay be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewlay folk mean well. Don't forget that.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
Alright.
Oh, if you see Herbert around here, be sure not to feed him.
Herbert?
A local stray cat. He
Ah.
comes in now and then searching for scraps. I'm sick of cleaning his vomit off the floor.
Quite.
There.
I'll be sure not to feed him.
Thank you.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder. He looks like a rather shady character. Hello. My name is Thomasina, and you are?
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves.
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite.
Okay. Cool.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
Right.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Fine. Be like that. Oop. That's it.
The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself. Hello?
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Do you like living in Bewlay?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewlay.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewlay from the lantern worm.
Fair. Fair.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
That's a no.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Cool. Okay.
The young woman looks extremely bored by it all.
Yeah.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless!
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Yes.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So
Oh.
you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
The blacksmith is toiling away. A fantastic specimen. I have one just like this. Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Are you a Bewlay native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Man.
I noticed your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, aye. I collect them. This one is called an...
Ammonite.
I'm impressed, lass.
From the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, aye. Well, I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Quite.
Neat.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
Fair enough.
When do market days run in Bewlay?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be nought to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewlay.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewlay pays them any mind.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Oh, okay then.
No one here.
Okay.
The woman has a kind face. A fine assortment of baked goods. A lovely treat for those who enjoy such things. Hello.
Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings, the sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry. I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand.
Fair enough.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. de Plancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods, and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy. Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
What do you know of Hobb's Barrow?
Hobb's what?
Hobb's Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Right.
In memory of George Paxton. In memory of William Ager.
There's a non-zero chance some of these names.
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Before we go poking around.
A humble dwelling.
Still poking around this mound. Maybe we'll see something.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. I don't think anyone is home.
Okay.
Well, that's one mystery solved. It's Arthur Tillett. What's he doing in there? Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman.
There we
I
go.
was blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
Alright.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him. And promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink. Which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard Shoulder.
What? Yeah, no.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Fair enough.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye. I'll survive.
About last night. You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did
No.
not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye.
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
Anyway.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've naught to say 'cause I remember naught.
I'm
Uh,
assuming you don't
Anyway.
know where Mr. Shoulder lives then.
Sorry, Miss Bateman. I don't know naught about Leonard Shoulder.
Cool.
So you work here?
Aye. Bewlay station master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
ah. Okay.
The path disappears over a small rise.
Alright.
This leads to the church tower, I presume. It's locked.
Alright, well, the lady told us to... Let's see, what do we got on our to-do? Bewlay took a look around the area, see what we would find out about the shelter of Barrow. Find Father Roach. Ah, that's where that leads. Okay. Oh. Okay.
very sorry. Oh, the shame.
Okay.
This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
What?
Help me. I beg you.
The vicar's spectacles lie broken on the forest floor. Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
Okay. Yeah.
Ouch! The broken...
Oh, fine.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work.
Right. Okay.
The vicar looks dreadfully ill. Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
Uh-huh.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
All right. That's weird. Okay.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nope. Pretty sure bloodletting is not a good method of healing, and even at this point in time, you should know that.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Right.
Are you from Bewlay originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of His Spirit.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Anyway.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewlay.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewlay on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Sure.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
I'm gonna take a little bit to look around a little more.
No doubt home to many a woodland creature.
Okay.
I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
I'm sure we will later, though.
I shall see you later this evening, gents.
Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait! Some nerve.
Weirdo.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Alright.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
If you say so.
I do. I'm sorry, but it's not safe to walk through here while we're working. By order of Lord Panswick.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye? You're not from round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
Okay.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
Okay.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
These are his woods.
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Bewlay.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewlay.
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
Fine.
The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather.
Alright, fine. I'm gonna poke around. Hold up. Nope. Okay.
This house looks pleasant. A warehouse.
Okay. Guess not.
I don't think anyone is home. A storeroom of some kind. It's rather empty.
Okay. Alright.
I don't think anyone is home.
Alright, well.
These flowers look pretty. Someone must take good care of them. Nobody home.
Alright. Alright, let's go find the vicar. Let's go talk to the vicar.
I don't think anyone is home.
Could take a look inside.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. Is that a necklace? Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns. I've no time for such things. The pews are contained within compartments that can be locked. I've seen a similar design in other Norman churches around England, but this is a particularly impressive example. It's locked.
Ah, right. Okay.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Right.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Okay.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
Yeah, all right.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
Richard II?
Correct. You
Yeah.
are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me.
Right, okay. Okay.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation.
Cool.
The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
impressive.
is it not?
Something.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Okay.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain.
Okay.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
Daddy is sleeping. Daddy, wake up! Mummy is crying. Mummy? Mummy?
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
Okay.
What sort of God would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Right. Okay.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewlay.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this.
Fine.
Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
Okay.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. Duplancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret, and the poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Cool. Alright. But
I call it there. For the evening. Been going for a little longer than normal, but that's okay. We've actually gone just past oh. Sorry. I've actually gotten just past where I've played through, so from here on out, it's very much like I have no idea what's going to come next. So, but I'm looking forward to it. This game is got some nice, creepy kind of mystery vibes. I'm digging it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for this week. I'll be back next Friday with more. So yeah, see how this goes. But until then, whatever. I guess have a good one. Bye.